हरि ओम नमस्ते सर्वेभ्यः संस्कृतकक्षायां हार्दं स्वागतम्. I welcome you all to this session of Sanskrit study. In our previous classes, we have studied about the Pullinga, that is the masculine gender words, how to write them in 7 vibhaktis and 3 vachanas, and then Lat Lakara, the present tense also we have studied. And in this session, we are going to discuss about the feminine gender words, that is Strilinga Shabdas. So before I commence the class, I would like to thank each and everyone for your kind support given to me. In fact, it is your motivation which makes me to upload more and more videos. So thank you one and all who are giving very good comments also and liking also. I request you to subscribe the channel also. Keep encouraging me like this. It will be a great motivation for me. And I was going through the comments. Anil Arun, I think Arun Malgi has asked me a question. Madam, what is the meaning of Lakara? So let me tell you about that. Lakara means tense. See, in all other languages also, we have three different kinds of tense, isn't it? Present tense, past tense, future tense, like the tenses we have. In Sanskrit also, lakara means tense. If I say lat lakara, it is present tense. So, lat indicates present tense. Lang lakara means past tense. Rit lakara means future tense. Lot lakara is agnartaka. Of course, that is not there in other languages. Everything is put under three different tenses only. So I am not going in detail to those different kinds of verbs now. Anirudh has asked me to upload the videos related to past tense and future tense. Definitely, I will be making videos on those lakaras also in my future classes once I complete the nouns and pronouns. That is, we have already completed pulling our words, that is masculine gender words. Now we are discussing about the Strilinga words, that is feminine gender words and how they are written. Of course, still we have to complete the Napumsakalinga words, that is neuter gender words, and definitely the Kriya Padas, that is the Lakaras also will be taken in detail. Okay, let us commence today's class. Okay, here I have taken Akaranta Strilinga Lata Shabdaha. Just notice here, Shabda, that is the word taken is Lata, Akaranta Strilinga. So I have already told you in my previous classes also, please do not consider the ending letter, take the sound always. Lata, when I say, it is Akaranta. Okay? Like Shala, Mala, Girija, such words. So, all the Akaranta words will have the same format. If you just learn one table, 7 into 3, as I tell you always, 7 vibhaktis, 3 vachanas, Prathama, Dvitiya, Tritiya, Chaturthi, Panchami, Shashti, Saptami. Of course, this is not counted. Sambodhana Prathama, which is a part of Prathama Vibhakti only. And 3 vachanas. Ekavachanam, Dvivachanam, Bahuvachanam. So, in this way, it is written. If you learn one table of Akaranta Strilinga, it will be very, very easy for you to write hundreds of Shabdas which end with Akaranta. So, let me teach one Shabda for you. Lata late lataha, latam late lataha, lataya latabhyam latabhihi, lataye latabhyam latabhyaha, latayaha latabhyam latabhyaha, latayaha latayoho latanam, latayam latayoho latasu. So this is how it is written. Now, if I write for one shabda, lata means creeper. Lata can be the name of a girl also. But the real meaning of Lata is creeper. Now, let me take another Shabda, Shala, from here. Extra examples, I have written it here. Shala is another word. Shala means school. Shala shale shalaha, shalam shale shalaha, shalaya shalabhyam shalabhihi, shalaye shalabhyam shalabhyaha, shalayaha shalabhyam shalabhyaha, shalayaha shalayoho shalanam, shalayam shalayoho shalasu. So if you learn one shabda, you can write for all the shabdas which come under the category of akaranta. There are hundreds and hundreds of words which ends with a. This is the format. Okay, if you learn one table, you can make sentences with 21 probabilities, 21 words. Just think of all the shabdas with akaranta. It is innumerable. You can't even count it, how many sentences you can make. Okay, so I am teaching you the format also, how it is written. Now, here some more examples I have given. Adhyapika. Adhyapika means teacher. It's a familiar word. Vanita. Vanita is striling, stri, that is a woman. Ghatika. Ghatika means watch. Sita. Sita is the name of Rama's wife. Many ladies keep their name Sita. Now, Girija. Girija is Parvati. Balika, girl. Mala, before that. Mala is garland. Vidya, education, or it is knowledge also. Churika. Churika is knife. Now, a doubt will arise in the mind of beginners who are learning Sanskrit, uh, who have started to learn Sanskrit. How can this knife come under Srilinga, feminine gender? How can Nadi, that is, how can school or garland can watch can come under Srilinga? Isn't it? They will get the doubt. See here, Sanskrit is the language which is not based on the gender. It is based on the phonetics, and the word formation is taken into account based on the suffixes which are added to it. After the word is formed, three pratyayas will be added to the words. Then it becomes Strilinga words. So, Mula Rupa will be different, for which the suffixes or pratyayas will be added, then the words are formed. So, that is why all such words come under the category of Strilinga. So, don't be under the wrong impression that Strilinga means only the names of girls, women. It is not like that. Even the inanimate objects, the lifeless objects like the knife or school or anything can be put under this category of feminine gender. Not only feminine gender, even in masculine gender also we get, like how we have akaranta shabdas, we have ikaranta shabdas also in feminine gender. For example, nadi, ikaranta. Similar to Nadi Shabda, Saraswati is there, Parvati, Lakshmi, etc. So all these Shabdas come under the category of Ikaranta Shabda. नदी नद्यो नद्यः हे नदी हे नद्यो हे नद्यः नदीं नद्यो नद्यः नद्या नदीभ्यां नदीभिः नद्ये नदीभ्यां नदीभ्यः नद्याः नदीभ्यां नदीभ्यः नद्याः नद्योः नदीनां नद्यां नद्योः नदीषु. So if you learn Ekaranta Shabda, all other Ekaranta Shabdas will be written under the same category. So Bhagavati also comes under Ekaranta Shabda. Similarly, Ukaranta also we have. Dhenu is Ukaranta Shabda. Matru is Rukaranta Shabda. Matru is mother. Dhenu is cow. Go Shabda, Okaranta. Now means it ends with Aukara. Nauho, Navo, Navaha. It is written like in this format. So these are other Shabdas which come under Strilingas. So we have already discussed how the different Shabdas are written. Now let us see what is the difference between the Strilinga Shabdas, Pullinga Shabdas and Napumsakalinga Shabdas. See, in all the Pullinga Shabdas, there will be Visarga at the end of the Shabda. For example, Ramaha we have already studied. Ramaha, Krishnaha, Govindaha, Ajaha, Gajaha, Vanaraha. Any Shabda you take for that matter, there will be Visarga at the end of the word. So that is Pullinga word. There will be Visarga at the end. In Strilinga words, Visarga will not be there. For example, we have studied today itself Lata, Shabda, Shala, Adhyapika, Vanita, Ghatika, Sita, Girija, all these words, no Visarga at the end. Take any word in Strilinga, it will not have Visarga at the end. Coming to Napumsakalinga word, that is neuter gender words. In a neuter gender, when we write a word, it will have that is makara with the halan or anuswara, the dot above the word will be written always. For example, pustakam, chitram, pushpam, phalam, toyam, salilam, all these words will have, so some words I am giving you as the examples. All these words will end with half ma, that is halan chinha, ma with halan chinha or the anuswara above the word will be there. So in this way, each and every linga is different. There is a clear-cut difference between Strilinga, Pullinga and Napumsakalinga. There won't be any confusion when we study these different lingas. See, sometimes students will ask me the question, here in Strilinga word itself, Lataha, Visarga is there, two dots are there written, then why it is not taken into account? See, after making the Shabda, we have taken the dots. This is not the original form of the Shabda, isn't it? What is the original form of all these Shabdas? It is Lata, Mala, Shala, Balika, Adhyapika, like that. So you have to take the original word, that is the Pratipadika we say, original format of the word you have to take. Do not take after the noun form in 7 vibhaktis are written. So, in all the lingas and all the lingas like Strilinga, Pullinga, Napumsakalinga, this is how the difference is given. Once again, I repeat, Pullinga will have Visarga at the end of the words. Strilinga will not have any Visargas. Napumsakalinga words will have Makara with the Halan Chinha or Anuswara above the words. So I think Uh, this will give you the clear explanation of how a Srilinga word is written in 7 vibhaktis and 3 vachanas. If you have any doubts, uh, you can just mention it in the comment section. I will be definitely answering those questions. I really thank each and every one for watching this channel and encouraging me. Thank you very much.